Everyone in the market says the trend is your friend, but where does one trend begin and another one end? It's a little hard to see the forest from the trees, but that's what the subject of this video is.
Hi, and welcome to this video on the forest and the trees method. Now, this approach will help you stay on the right side of the trend more often, help you make more winning trades, and time your entries with better precision, as well as control your risk to a much greater extent. Now, let's take a look at a few of the key lessons. Trends on the larger time frame have the right of way. Primary trends equal the forest. What we're doing is we're looking at a larger time frame to get an idea of what the dominant trend is. Then what we do is we chunk down one time frame to use for timing your entry. So secondary trends equal the trees portion of the metaphor. So just like what the metaphor suggests, we want to be able to separate the forest from the trees. We want to get a big picture, a macro view of what's going on in the market. And then we want to chunk down and get a micro view in order to be able to time our entries. That's where we get closer to the action. And the reason we do this is because it helps filter out the noise. If we get too close to the market action, it's really easy for us to get swept up into the volatility and all the price movement on the smaller scale without really respecting the dominant power of the primary trend. Now, let's take a look at a couple of charts here. Here on the weekly chart, we're looking at Google. And as we can see on the 40 and the 10 moving average, that Google is trending upward. In addition, we can also see that there is a triangle that's forming on the larger dominant trend. So taking the forest view of it, we see that from the lower left-hand side of the screen to the upper right-hand side of the screen, this is the eyeball method, that we're seeing that the trend is obviously up in Google. So it makes sense for us to go ahead and trade with the trend. But we also want to respect the price action that's taking place. Over here where we see the triangle, we see that Google had entered a period of doubt on the larger primary trend. And as a result, we don't want to be swept up in that back and forth action, but instead we want to wait for it to develop all the way until it gets to its breaking point or breakout point. At that point, that's when we want to scale down and take a closer look at what's happening on the smaller time frame. Now, here on the daily price, you can see a little bit about what I'm talking about avoiding being swept up into the volatility and the craziness that occurs on the daily time frame. If you look here, this is where the triangle had formed, but as it started to break out, right after it broke out, there was a huge gap up. There was a lot of volatile swinging back and forth in the price action, and it was even followed by another gap to the upside. Now, if we had used our analysis on the daily price chart, when we saw this price action take place, one, we may not have even been aware that there was a triangle because they're a little bit harder to spot on the smaller time frame on that big of a scale. But in addition, all this, whipsaw back and forth, this could have, easily has shaken us out, depending on experience level and comfort level. Some traders may have avoided the trade altogether. But if you look at it on the bigger chart, obviously the price action is going up, even though on the daily time frame you see a lot of volatile back and forth. So this is a quick example. This can be used for day trading. It can be used for intermediate trading. It can be used for any kind of swing trading or even position trading on a long-term time frame. It's just important that you make sure that you always refer to what's happening on the larger charts because they're going to show you where the winds are blowing. Well, listen, I hope you enjoyed this video and that you got something out of it and that it added to your trading. If it did, then please leave me a comment below and let me know what you got out of it. And if you have anything that you'd like me to cover, then please let me know. We're all here in this community to kind of learn and grow together. Give me a thumbs up as well. And if you have anything, like I said, please comments, lessons, subjects you want me to cover, please just leave those comments below. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey, thanks for watching my video. If you like what you saw and you got something out of it, please do me a favor and give me a thumbs up below. And if you have questions or comments, then please leave them below. Now go and click the red click here icon in the lower right hand side of the screen in front of you and subscribe. Once you subscribe, you'll get all my notifications of new videos containing trading tips, market insights, and techniques to help you achieve greater success in the market and become a better trader. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.